Blake and Justin Baldoni. Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni are battling it out in court right now as we speak, and I have the live updates, okay? Everything that is going down in the courtroom with the attorneys at Judge Liman, all of it, we're going to be recapping it and doing a play-by-play as this is all playing out. I hope you're ready for it. Plus, we have Taylor Swift, who may be getting called in as a hostile witness. Oof, it's getting crazy. Hope you're ready for it. Let's dive in. This is No Filter with Zack Peter, your go-to source for all the latest pop culture and reality TV tea, served fresh all week long. Now, let's dive in. What's up, guys? Welcome on in. I hope you are all doing amazing. There are lots of updates that are going on right now with the Blake and Baldoni case. And we will be going through all of it in just a second. We also have Taylor Swift, who's getting dragged into this even further now that all of her messages have come out. They are wild. They are crazy. What a day. What a day. I mean, I guess at the top of the news with the Taylor Swift and all the text messages that have come out, we have Taylor Swift, who is expected to be called at trial. Let's see. Well, actually, it was originally reported that she was expected to be called as a hostile witness. There were sources that came directly to TMZ and said that they were going to be questioning her under oath. But it looks like since then, we just got an update from a new update from TMZ, from Justin's legal team. Justin's legal team is telling TMZ that it would be next to impossible to serve Taylor Swift with the summons, and the text messages speak for themselves, so they won't need her as a witness. Okay, so it looks like Taylor Swift, unless Blake Lively is the one that calls Taylor Swift to the stand, it doesn't look like we will be getting Taylor Swift in court after all, so we can put that to rest. Is Donna chatting in today? I was just on the phone with Donna because we were getting updates on this case with Blake and Baldoni. But so we can shut those rumors down. Taylor Swift will not be pulled in. But I do want to say this because I'm seeing a lot of people that are coming out and they're just like, oh my God, Taylor Swift, she was just being a good friend. She was just supporting the best way that she knew how. She, of course, if any of us were in that position, we would be defending our friends as well. And you know what? You're right. You're absolutely right to speak on the Taylor. But here's why the Taylor Swift stuff is so bad and incriminating. Okay. Number one, you have to factor in the timeline. Okay. When Taylor Swift, first of all, she lied to the public by saying that she had no involvement. She had only met Baldoni one time. She wasn't even part of the intimate details when it comes to It Ends With Us. That appears to have been completely false. Okay. And she lied by saying that she met Baldoni one time for the first time, and it was by total happenstance. It was an accident. Right. She happened to be walking into a meeting, and Blake and Baldoni, their meeting was still going on. And so she wasn't supposed to be at the meeting. And we know that that's a flat out lie, because Blake Lively's text messages and Taylor Swift's text messages now prove that they colluded in that together. OK, Blake Lively had Taylor Swift come in, act as her dragon, gas Blake up, and lied to Justin Baldoni. And she's like, here's the script. I need you to endorse these script rewrites. You don't even have to read it. I just need you to back me up. So Taylor Swift flat out lied. Okay. Lied. And people are like, well, but if you believe that your friend was being harassed by this total creep, wouldn't you do the same? Actually, look at the timeline. This was before Blake Lively made any allegations about SH. There were no SH allegations at the time that this meeting had happened. This was way at the beginning. They're doing script rewrites, okay? Before phase 2 of production, before any intimate scenes had been filmed. So if anything, and the text messages just say that he's a clown and he's a doofus director. That's what they were calling him. So based off of the fact that they thought he was a doofus, they thought that he was someone beneath him, they thought that he was somebody that was insignificant. And based off of that alone, Taylor Swift decided to come in, bully this guy, not over SH, but just because they thought he was a doofus. Okay. She thought she was cooler than him. She was the cool girl and he was not. Okay. This was early on, before any claims of SH came out, before Blake and Baldoni filmed any intimate scenes together. She wanted Taylor to back her up on these script rewrites, knowing that this was his movie. Okay. Why is that important? Because, oh, yeah, let's go back and let's look at the Scooter Braun situation. Remember, she cried about how he stole her art and artists should have rights and all that bullshit Now we see you and we know that that's bullshit, Taylor Swift, because you came up in here and you took this man's art. You hijacked his art on the mere premise of just thinking he's a doofus director. And we see that gets revealed in the text messages as well. This isn't the first time that Taylor Swift has helped Blake Lively in this way. And when I was on Billy Bush this morning, so I appeared on Court TV this morning, live talking about Blake and Baldoni and the Taylor text messages. Is a very interesting segment. We get into the Taylor of it all, and there was an attorney on, and he and I didn't quite see eye to eye when it came to Taylor. But that said, then I did Billy Bush's hot mics this morning with Billy, and we talk about it. And he gets into the Scooter Braun whole debacle then. And he gets into it. And he talks about how Papa Swift made $15 million off of that initial deal that Taylor Swift cried about. So her dad profited off of it, and she continued to profit off of it. But she had an opportunity to pay and get that catalog from Scooter Braun directly. And she ended up paying $100 million more with the new merger that she just got. So she really played up that victim card and really milked it as much as she possibly could. But for somebody that's so offended and that's so upset and that's so like torn up about somebody stealing her art and stealing her music, bull. Coconut, yes, I will post the segment from Court TV today. I'm just waiting for them to send it over to me. And as soon as they send it, I'll make sure I post it on Instagram and probably on YouTube as well. But hit the like button, guys, if you're watching this right now. We're going to get into the live updates that are happening in court because I have them all right here. And some of the arguments that I'm hearing are crazy. Like Blake Lively's legal team right now, from what I just heard, they're claiming that because Baldoni, something about Baldoni had, that she didn't have full control over the film because she only had Baldoni says she had 98% control of the film, which means she wasn't in complete control of the film. Therefore, it was still possible for him to harass her. It's crazy. The arguments that they're getting into from what I was reading so far, insane. But we'll get into that in just a second. I do want to give some love in the club, not only to all of you, but to also this week's sponsors that are making this show available. And if you want any ad-free episodes, you can always catch them on Supercast. You can sign up for No Filter All Access on Supercast. But listen, everybody's always talking about their New Year routines in January, right? Well, mine is actually sticking, and that's because I treat hydration like a daily ritual now, right up there with my skincare and my sleep. Drip Drop has become the thing that makes everything else work better. My energy, my skin, my vibe. Drip Drop is doctor-developed, proven fast hydration that helps your body and mind work better, which is exactly what 2026 you needs. Think clearer, right? Clearer focus, better energy, elevated mood, even that fresh skin glow. It uses a precise ratio of electrolytes and glucose for rapid absorption, delivering 3 times the electrolytes and half the sugar of leading sports drinks, so you feel results fast and without the sugar crash. Drip Drop's science-backed formula is trusted by firefighters, medical professionals, and over 90% of college and pro teams because it's engineered to rehydrate you faster and more effectively than water alone. Perfect for your New Year goals. It's perfect if your New Year goals include better habits that actually stick. I like it. They have 16 original flavors. They have 8 zero sugar options that fit seamlessly into my routine, whether it's first thing in the morning to have hydrated skin, like if I'm taping Court TV in the morning, I need hydrated skin, or post-workout to replenish. Sometimes if I have a midday slump, I like to drink it so that it can kind of give me a little zhuzh, a little vump. So right now, Drip Drop is offering podcast listeners 20% off your order. Just go to dripdrop.com and use promo code NOFILTER. That's dripdrop.com, promo code NOFILTER for 20% off. Stock up now at dripdrop.com and use the promo code NOFILTER. Go right now because you're not going to want to miss it. Oh, And listen, you may have heard of HelloFresh. They're the #1 meal kit in America, making home cooking easier with chef-crafted recipes and fresh ingredients delivered straight to your door. But right now, they're offering up even more to love because this isn't the old HelloFresh that you remember. It's bigger because now they've doubled their menu with over 100 options that you can choose from each week. It's healthier because now you can choose from 15 plus high protein recipes each week with options like grass fed ribeyes and lamb chops. Plus, they help you eat greener with new veggie packed recipes. Delicious. And it's even tastier because you can get steak and seafood recipes delivered every week for no extra cost. Now, with 3 times the seafood options. I love the convenience of it. I love the ease of it. I love that it takes my thought process, right? When the days are busy, the last thing I want to be thinking about is what to cook for dinner. And now I know I can get a delicious chef crafted dinner ready to go. All the ingredients, I don't have to go to the market or anything. The best way to cook just got better. Go to HelloFresh.com/nofilter10FM. Okay, that's 10, the number 10 FM right now to get 10 free meals. That's what 10 FM stands for. Get 10 free meals plus a free breakfast for life. 1 per box with active subscription. Free meals applied as discount on first box. New subscribers only. Varies by plan. That's HelloFresh.com/nofilter10FM to get 10 free meals plus free breakfast for life. For life. For life. Okay, let's get into all of the Blake and Baldoni drama. Okay, so I am going to be giving you these recaps from Inner City Press. You can check out, I love Inner City Press. He's incredible. I always go to him. I've had him on the show before. He's live in the courtroom right now in New York with Blake and Baldoni, okay? So this is all playing out and happening live. Alive. Alive. Why is it next to impossible for Taylor to be called? She needs to be exposed. Well, because all they have on Taylor are the text messages so far. So as of right now, there's no, and as Baldoni's attorney said, the text messages speak for themselves, which I agree. They do speak for themselves. Right. We don't need anything more. We don't need any additional context or anything. Like, it's all solid. Okay, so this is a play-by-play of what's going on in court right now. Okay, get ready for it. Get out your handy-dandy notebook. Let's take notes. What show date was he on? Oh, he was on during the Jen Shaw trial, I believe is when I had him on, not related to Blake and Baldoni. Okay, all rise. Baldoni's attorney, Bach. Okay, Bach says, this is a case about making a movie. Because now they're arguing, okay? This is a case about making a movie, one with highly charged romantic and sexual themes. After signing on, an intimacy coordinator was made available, the book called For Sexy Scenes. Judge says, that doesn't mean that you agree to harassment. Baldoni's lawyer says, there is case law about discussion of oral sex in a writer's room in a typical office setting. It's inappropriate. But Mr. Baldoni stands accused of commenting on her wardrobe. Judge Liman says, was he allowed while dancing to touch her wherever? Bach says, that's not what the facts show. There's no evidence that anyone was taking aim at Blake Lively because she is a woman. It was about making a film with certain sexual aesthetic. Bach, Baldoni's attorney Bach continues, a petty or trivial slight does not constitute a hostile work environment. They're bringing in small potatoes. Liman says, what if the men on set were commenting, you look hot, only to women? Bach says it was resolved. Liman says, what is the significance of the apology? Bach says that the office took every complaint seriously. See, Leibowitz versus New York Transit Authority, the second court decision. Here they don't have an adverse act, only a so-called smear campaign. Bach says all they have in Mr. Baldoni promoting himself and advocating for victims of domestic violence. That is not against Miss Lively. At most, there are other people introducing content on the internet. That's me. And then some thumbs up. It's PR. Liman says, how do you distinguish amplifying negative content from generating it as retaliation? Bach says, if an associate in my office went and talked to a court without my permission and I can't respond, I don't control them. Here, Miss Lively had control. Bach says, if you're an employee, Social Security is withheld, you get medical insurance. That's not the case here under Title VII. Liman says, that's not strictly true. You can be an employee without a W-2. Bach says, she claims millions in damages. Then Baldoni's attorney Shapiro jumps in and claims, on defamation, Miss Lively's claims are based entirely on counsel's statement. Her claims fail. Mr. Friedman's statement reflected his opinion. Liman says, but he called it a desperate attempt to ruin others' lives. Liman says, this is like Carol v. Trump. Shapiro says, Baldoni's attorney says, a lawyer is in essentially a tabloid dispute can make these arguments. A lot of the evidence known to Mr. Friedman at the time are easily interpreted as Mr. Friedman did on her motivation. Liman says that suggests a dispute of fact and therefore no summary judgment, right? Because matters of fact are determined by a jury, not by a judge. Okay, let's continue. Baldoni's attorney says the Trump case was different. The president made clearly factual statements. I never met that woman when there were photos showing that was false. Baldoni's attorney continues, what Miss Lively is trying to do here is say that she can leak a complaint before it is filed to the New York Times, and his lawyer is not allowed to respond until he files his answer 20 days later. Liman says he could say these allegations are wrong. Liman continues, but there are limits when he gets into motivation. Shapiro, Baldoni's attorney, says these were statements of opinion. Carol versus Trump is different. It was about facts, not opinion. Mr. Friedman was making a general denial, but no lawyers are not objective. Baldoni's attorney continues. Miss Lively kept refusing to sign her contract. Liman says, what about the open items on stills and confidentiality and the like? Baldoni's attorney says there was a back and forth on those issues. Then we have another attorney for Baldoni who comes in, Garofalo. And Garofalo says, here are the cases. The O'Connor case and two more recent ones from 2025. Hill versus Workday describes what must be shown to establish a situs of the contract and the wrongful conduct. Compared to that case, to allege retaliation, you have to have specific facts. What decisions were made and where? Miss Lively says that some of them occurred in California without facts. A Judge Furran case, and then Liman dips in and says, I'm aware of that. What work does made and perform in the contract do? Baldoni's attorney says, I'm not entirely sure, but under a straightforward extraterritoriality analysis, the outcome is the same. On sanctions, it is plaintiff's burden to show elements. They have it. Liman says, I'll hear from counsel for Lively. And then Lively's lawyers jump in. Lively's lawyer says, they say Miss Lively was not targeted on the basis of her gender. Liman says, does your Title VII claim cover it all? Don't your Title VII claims cover it all? Lively's lawyer says, we are seeking damages beyond Title VII. She admit the facts are disputed. Lively's lawyer says, he came into her trailer and glanced at her, she says. He calls it trivial. Miss Lively and veteran makeup and hair specialist said, no, no, no. Her breasts were exposed. And Mr. Heath came in. Liman says, can you distinguish Mr. Heath from Mr. Baldoni? Lively's lawyer say, both are attributed to Wayfair. Liman says, your point on kissed and nuzzled, what is your limiting principle? Can a director improvise? Lively's lawyers say only with consent. This part is crazy. Liman says, could a director direct the female and male lead to touch each other in a different way than the script? Because generally they do, right? They have little moments where they improvise. And Lively's attorneys say, not without consent. There are intimacy coordinators, nudity writers. Liman says, are you saying that they're required by statute? Lively's lawyer says, doesn't answer the question, says there must be consent to touch. Liman says, what is the limit? In a dance scene, saying to put your hand on a different part of the back might be okay. Where do you draw the line? Lively's lawyers say that is a subjective standard. There's a subjective standard. She did not consent. How do you know she didn't consent? Does she say, I don't consent? Does she say, hey, he's changing the script? Like, that's what I want to know, because she was changing the script every day. Left and right, she was changing the damn script. Lively's lawyers say there was a dance sequence. He leans in, kisses her, nuzzles her. She leans away. You can see the look on her face in the video. She is clearly having her boundaries crossed. Okay, no, she wasn't, because she was in character. It wasn't Baldoni and Blake. It was Ryle and Lily. You're pissing me off, damn it. They were in character. Lily was playing coy because Ryle was coming onto her. Blake Lively, who had all the control and who improvised kissing him. Come on. She says, let's talk. The only way to make sure it is acceptable is to give consent. So what happened? Every step of the way, we have to say, hold on, can I consent to move my hand to your right shoulder? Okay, hold on. Can I consent to move my left hand onto your left hip? Okay, hold on, director. Can I consent? Can I get consent to rubbing the back of her head? Like, are you kidding me? You think we just fell out of a coconut tree? Yes, guys, hit the like button if you're watching this right now. Also, hit the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed yet. I believe we're at 107,000 subscribers. So do you think we can get to 10,000? 110,000? I feel like if we can get to 110,000, maybe I'll jump on a plane and head over to New York. I'm ready. You read? I'm ready. Yes. Ooh, good point here. Nisasi, who says, you consented to the sex scenes when you signed up to do a movie with sex scenes. Exactly. But now they're saying that you have to give consent for every little thing that you do, every little touch, every little nuzzle, every little kiss, every little lean in. Lean in, kisses her, nuzzles her. They said you need to give consent. Liman says, are you saying that if he suggests more graphic scenes, it is harassment? And Lively's lawyer says, she signed on to a particular script. That was her expectation. Mr. Baldoni changed it. She changed the script how many times? Did this lady just fall out of a coconut tree? She changed the script how many damn times? Oh my God. It is insane. Someone said this is too unbearable to watch. Oh, Beth says she's wearing her Never With Teeth shirt. Oh my God, I love that. I love it, Beth. Never With Teeth. We also have Team Baldoni shirts still available. So if you guys want any of those merch, thank you, Beth, actually, for that shout out. Yes, we have Never With Teeth. Zack Peter is my lawyer. Justice for Justin. You can get them all right now in the merch shop. Do I look like I just fell out of a coconut tree? You can go to nofiltermerch.com. You can stock up on all of the different merch. Get it. Never. I'm glad that Beth is wearing her Never With Teeth shirt. That's hilarious. Okay, sorry. Let's get back to it. No one will ever work with her again. I know that's right. I know that's right. Zack Peter, you totally slayed it this morning on Billy Bush's Hot Mics. The chat was gobsmacked on another level, especially those who didn't know you. I bet your subscribers jumped. Oh, I love that. Guys, hit the like button and the subscribe button. Okay. Are you saying that if he suggests more graphic scenes, it is harassment? Lively's lawyer says she signed on to a particular script. That was her expectation. Mr. Baldoni changed it. Lies. Lively's lawyer says the author of the book said that she did not think that it would be hot and sexy. Are you kidding me? Colleen Hoover said that she did not think that the book that she wrote was going to be hot and sexy. Okay. And what? You were clutching your pearls when you were reading 50 Shades of Grey? Come on. You guys are crazy. Now they're trying to throw Colleen Hoover into it. Lively's lawyers say Mr. Baldoni added in to crawl towards him for oral sex and climaxing together. Judge Liman says, you've brought up other women. Lively's lawyers say, it's Me Too evidence. Okay. Let's see. It's Me Too evidence. Lively's lawyer says there was Jenny Slate and Isabella Ferrer. That's Leibowitz's case. The Leibowitz case was different. She was not harassed herself. That is not the case that we have here. I will move on to retaliation. Oh, okay. So where's the Me Too evidence? They're not going to continue along that, and they're like, we're going to move on to retaliation. So they're not going to address the harassment claims. They're not going to address the fact that Jenny Slate and Isabella Ferrer just came up. They're just like, no, we're going to move on. Okay. The defendants take a too narrow view. When she complained, Mr. Baldoni became huffy. Where's the evidence that he became huffy? Does he agree to becoming huffy? She negotiated a protection document about retaliation. Judge Liman said that could be a contract claim, right? It's not a harassment claim. See, Liman's holding them both pretty accountable in all of this. He's saying that her 17-point protections are not harassment. It's that could be a contract claim. Lively's lawyer says it covered changes in attitude, sarcasm as an adverse employment action. Wow. She's saying that if Blake Lively is saying that if Justin Baldoni was sarcastic to her after the 17-point list, that would have been considered retaliation. If he was sarcastic to her, that's where we're at right now. Okay. If he was sarcastic, that would be considered retaliation. It's insane. Lively's lawyer says Miss Hoover was so disturbed how they talked about Miss Lively that she never spoke to them again. Oh, really? Okay. Got it. Does she know how Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds speak to people? Oh, we do because we saw their emails and their text messages. We saw what Ryan Reynolds was saying about the Sony executives. We saw what Ryan Reynolds was saying to Justin Baldoni. We've seen it all. We saw how Blake Lively and Taylor Swift were calling him a doofus director and trolling him the entire time. Does Colleen Hoover feel good about that? I hope she does. I hope you feel real good, Colleen Hoover. I hope you're real proud of yourself. Hope you're real proud of yourself. I hope it was worth it. I hope you and your Diet Pepsi ice cubes that you like to drink every night. Remember, that was a whole scandal. Remember, she posted and she's like, I came up with the most brilliant idea and I put Diet Coke, Diet Pepsi into ice cubes and then now I make ice and it's my best invention ever. She was all drunk and I was like, what is this? Lady looks lit. Okay. Lively's lawyer say Miss Hoover was so disturbed that about the way they talked about Miss Lively, she never spoke to them again. Liman said, so the retaliation was not very effective. Judge Liman, that was hilarious. He said, because Miss Hoover never talked to Baldoni again after they apparently, according to Colleen Hoover, badmouthed Blake, she never spoke to them again. And Judge Liman says, so the retaliation was not very effective. You go, Judge Liman. You go, Glenn Coco. Lively's lawyer says, you have to look at the totality of the circumstances. It went digital. Did it? Is this the smear? You guys, we're in the simulation. We're part of the smear campaign right now. You think we just fell out of a coconut tree? Come on. Lively's lawyer said she did not want pictures with him. That was protected conduct and includes any kind of opposition, an informal protest. Lively said, is accusing a person protected? Can a person not respond? Lively's attorney says, not besmirch. Cannot besmirch? Then it looks like there was a break. Then they came back. This was about an hour ago. They came back and Lively's lawyer said there is no evidence that Miss Lively leaked anything to the press. That is a disputed issue. On July 25th, defendants contacted TAG. There are notes of that call. The crisis management team was about sexual harassment. Control is an issue of fact. That she had input and influence is not the same as control. Liman says most employees don't have veto rights. Oh, you go, Judge Liman. You say it. Most employees, if she's an employee, most employees don't have veto rights. Lively's lawyer said she had to be available for hair and makeup. She had to play the role. Lively's lawyers continue. The fact that Mr. Baldoni said that he would give her, this is good. The fact that Mr. Baldoni said that he would give her 98% of what she wants shows that she did not have control. I'll turn it over to my colleague. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? The fact that Mr. Baldoni would give her 98% of what she wants shows that she did not have control. 98%. That's more than a majority vote, right? That's not 50%. That's not 51%. That's not 49%. That is 98%. And they're saying she did not have control over. I need to tweet that. I'm sorry. That is just too juicy. Lively's lawyers argue that Lively's lawyers argue. We need to timestamp this. That fact that Mr. Baldoni said he would give her 98% of what she wants shows that she did not have control. Wow, Bethany. Wow. That's insane to me, you guys. That's truly diabolically insane. So because she didn't have that final 2%, that meant that she was not in full control of everything. It's crazy. Like I genuinely don't understand how these people even function with the brain. Okay, let's continue. So then Lively's lawyer turns it over to Lively's other lawyer, Aaron E. Nathan. There's the issue of payment, including the Oakland Riders. What is the payment of Oakland? What? Let's see. I don't know what the Oakland Riders issue is. Note that the lawyers are not saying their names. This may be Gottlieb for now. I'll just call him Lively's second lawyer. We think a jury could could conclude that was we think a jury could conclude this was the point they withdrew their demand. Miss Lively comply with the execution condition. Lively's lawyer says docket 162, they lean into the ALA heavily, saying it is enforceable. They cannot not be heard to claim the ALA is enforceable. You can cover statutory claims through these choices of law provisions. It is our right. Okay, got it. Isaac says those MFers are built a giant bubble of gaslighting, but not today. Not today. 98% equals beyond a reasonable doubt. Once they get to trial, they can bring everything up. They haven't even brought up Van Zandt yet. Van Zandt hasn't necessarily come up in this hearing. Okay. Wayfair defendants by July 2024 turned to Signal Communications. Mr. Wallace and Mr. Friedman, no Signal communications were preserved until December 2024. They intentionally used Signal's auto delete function. We are requesting sanctions. Oh God, the damn sanctions are back. Lively's third lawyer, we have put it in communications with Sage Steele. The evidence that has been lost should warrant blocking their arguments. They downloaded Signal and turned on auto delete. They went into settings. By June of 2024, Wayfair defendants were seeking counsel. By July, they were speaking with TAG. And in August, they admitted expecting litigation. Can the lost communications be credibly explained? No, it was not about hackers. If they were concerned about Mr. Baldoni's reputation, there would be no reason for secrecy. Liman says, okay, I've heard from the Lively parties. And then the Wayfair parties come up. On Isabella Farrer. On Miss Farrer, Miss Lively was not present when the comment was made. I'm not sure you were aware of the HBO show Heated Rivalry. Two male NHL players explore their relationship. Can they sue? Let's turn to Mr. Heath. They implicitly acknowledge they don't have severity as to Mr. Baldoni. The video was not sexual. Wait, how is Heated Rivalry? Explore their relationship. Can they sue? Yeah. That's a great point. Heated rivalry. Can they sue because they were improvising sex scenes? Like, hello, it's reasonable, right? Like, not every single detail of every single movement is orchestrated, even with an intimacy coordinator. The intimacy coordinator even came out and was talking about the birthing scene and how, there was like, sure, there's upper thigh, like, you can see her upper thigh, but she's not nude. Okay, we have Parker Posey with the super chat says, I'm so mad. Don't be mad. It's not over yet. It's just heating up. Okay. Thank you, Parker Posey, for the comment. Appreciate you. Super chat. Love it. If you want to shout out, guys, please drop a super chat in the live chat and I'll give you a shout out. Parky Posey. Sorry, Parky Posey, not Parker Posey. Thank you, Parky Posey. Also, shout out and thank you to Christina and Laura in the live chat. Love Christina and Laura, our mods. We love them. I bow down to the mods. Also, hit the like button and subscribe, guys. Let's hit that subscribe if you are watching this live. We are at 107.4 thousand subscribers. Can we get to 110? We're at 107.4. Can we get to 110 by Monday? I think we can do it. Hit the subscribe button, guys. Hit that subscribe button. Okay. Baldoni's attorney. Okay, they talk about heated rivalry. Can they sue? Okay, they said, let's turn to Mr. Heath. They implicitly acknowledge that they don't have severity as to Mr. Baldoni. The video was not sexual. There's no evidence he showed her the video because she was a woman. It was about filming a birthing scene. They were discussing, how do we get these effects? He showed it to men too. Are we in federal court for this? It is not pornography. She said to Mr. Heath, I know you were not trying to cop a look. That's her subjective perception. They were having a conversation. In our Exhibit 92, she does not even list the incident with Mr. Heath. Did we come to court for something awkward? Okay, there's a no. It seems the order of Lively's lawyers has been Ezra Hudson, Manette Phillips, Ezra Hudson, Michael Gottlieb, Aaron Nathan. Got it. Baldoni's lawyers continue. The conversation with Hoover, it was trivial. It was just gossiping about someone else. It had no impact on Miss Hoover. It is not enough for retaliation. Under Title VII, look at what's really happening. Contract terms are often for tax purposes. The situation here is that Miss Lively had control. The PGA letter shows how much. How many employees get to speak directly with the studio heads and the author? Exhibit 264, Baldoni's attorney Shapiro says, Exhibit 264, there's a comment bubble why the It Ends With Us movie cannot agree to a provision she wanted. My adversary used the phrase higher rate. That's a misnomer. There is no highlighting, there's no showing that litigation over the digital campaign was foreseeable at that time. The consideration for the letter was the promise to forbear from litigation. Liman says, why don't you bring it close? Garofalo, Baldoni's attorney, says, they have the Sage Steele messages. There is no evidence of what the deleted messages may have complained. They may have contained a message. We are not going to do any of them. They control the timing of litigation. Liman says, I'll give the plaintiffs a change to respond. Then Lively's lawyer comes in. This is Andrew Nathan. Lively's lawyer comes in and says, we've shown the evidence of a retaliatory plan and the end results. Where's the evidence of the retaliatory plan? There was evidence of a contingency plan, a potential, if they do this, we will do that. But if we do this and we will do that, very, very different. The if we do it and if they do it, like it's all very contingent, right? Thank you, Guy Garden. Thank you, Guy Garden, for this super sticker. Appreciate you. I love Sony calling Blake epic level stupid. Yeah, that they did. They call her a terrorist. They call her epic level stupid. They said she did this all to herself. That's what the Sony executives were saying. So if the Sony executives are saying all of this about Blake Lively, you're telling me Justin Baldoni was the problem on set? Give me a break. Okay. We've shown the evidence of a retaliatory campaign and the end result. The lost signal communications create an evidentiary gap. Oh, so they're really going to hold on to the missing signal messages. Signal was used for the plan. Lively's lawyer continues saying, how many more signal communications like Exhibit 249 or Exhibit 253? We don't know. They enabled auto delete. That's enough. See FTC versus Nolan, judge said, but the litigation expected was about conduct on set. Thank you, Judge Liman. Lively's attorney says duty to preserve is broad. Yeah, it's broad. So how are you trying to argue that? This is a new form of retaliation. Social media manipulation designed to bury and harm Miss Lively. They had a duty to preserve evidence. Liman says any evidence Wayfair parties did not live up to the veto rights. Section 6, Ezra Hudson brings up. Ezra Hudson continues. This is a mutual approval right. I don't believe there is evidence they were dishonored. Judge Liman says, I'm going to look through the record myself. Wayfair parties, Mr. Garofalo, what are you saying? Should I consider? Should I not consider? And then Garofalo says, Heath. And so Garofalo gets into Heath, and they say Mr. Heath made decision pre-production even before Miss Lively was engaged related to HR should not be considered. Not in the complaint. Also saying birthing a film is related to sexual harassment, not in the complaint. And that seems to be the most recent. Let's see. I believe there's more. Sorry, now we're catching up to real time and what's happening in real time. So those were all what was happening in the case for the past couple of hours. Those were updates on what the arguments were. Okay, let's see. Yeah, we don't have many updates as of yet. It looks like that was the most recent one. So they're now discussing Jamie Heath. Damn. Damn it. We have no other updates yet. They're discussing Mr. Heath and what his role and everything was. Okay, well, let's discuss while it looks like the court may be on break at the moment. But wowzers. Oh my God, this is hilarious. Look at this headline that I just got alerted to, which I hate that they keep using these horrible photos from this event. Of me. This is a terrible photo of me. Swifties are losing their minds. Zack Peter reacts to AI generated photo of him and Justin Baldoni goes viral amid his comments about Taylor Swift. So there was this photo. Can I? Oh, they don't have the photo up here. Here, I'll show you the photo. I have it on my phone. There was this photo that the Swifties were generating about me, which I just thought was so funny. And they were like, this is what the Swifties are sending around. It's this very obviously AI generated photoshopped picture of me and Justin Baldoni, and it's timestamped in Tel Aviv, Israel. And they're like, look at evidence that you're hanging out with Justin Baldoni. I was like, oh my God, you guys are insane. Wow. Thank you, Guy Garden. Oops, forgot to type. Anyway, just found you, Zack, and so glad I did. You are so relatable. Thank you for doing what you do and for being you. Oh my God, that's so sweet. I appreciate that, Guy Garden. Thank you for the lurve. Thank you for all the lurve in the club. Okay, so those are the latest updates as to what has been going on in court. Yeah. So, like I said, I was on Court TV this morning on Opening Statements with Julie Grant. I was on Hot Mics with Billy Bush this morning as well. And then tomorrow I'm going to be on Megyn Kelly. So be sure to tune into Megyn Kelly. I will be on talking all about the Blake and Baldoni drama. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Oh my God, the Swifties are insane. Please come back to the side of logic. I mean, you're telling me. Hoy. As a fan of Taylor, here we go. As a fan of Taylor Swift, about 10 to 12 years, the Swifties always do some effed up shit. As a fan, I'm very disappointed in this behavior. Manipulated or not, it's not nice at all. So we're gonna the rest of the oh wait, what? Are they gonna say you are of the Baha'i faith too? They just love to lie. Oh, that was the other thing that I thought was crazy is they were all the Swifties were in my comments calling me a Zionist. And I'm like, a Zion? Like, what? I'm not even Jewish. It was funny. I was like, they're literally losing their minds. Zack, are you a legal enthusiast? Like, do I get enthused by legalities? I'm not a legal enthusiast. Well, I guess I'm a scandal enthusiast. I love a good celebrity legal scandal. So, yeah. Check out the search history being cleaned out of Taylor Swift. Has anyone noticed that the search results I'm getting are mostly Blake asking Ben and Matt and his wife to watch her cut? Yeah. It's crazy. All the headlines too. Let's take a peek at those headlines, right? Let's see what the press is saying about Blake Lively. Let's see. Decider says Joy Behar shades Blake Lively and Taylor Swift on The View. I hate to see two beautiful multimillionaires fight. TMZ says Jamila Jamil brands Blake Lively as a suicide bomber and a villain in private text messages. Yeah, I met her at the Golden Globes party. She was so lovely. She was so sweet. And she was saying she loved my videos. It was interesting to see her get popped up, see her pop up in all this. Blake Lively's trainer details uncomfortable weight conversation with Justin Baldoni. Jenny Slate slams Justin Baldoni as a pig. Blake Lively branded as a suicide bomber. Blake Lively addresses friendship rift in unsealed text messages. Okay, so it seems like the coverage started very pro Blake and very pro Ryan, and it seems to have tilted a little bit. Oh my God. They shout me out and on my show. Wow, I'm humbled. Hi, Joy. Taylor is a disappointment to her fans. That indeed. Is Matt Damon still a good guy? How do we feel? I think Matt Damon was duped. He obviously didn't know what Blake Lively was doing. But here's the thing that I'm torn about these celebrities, though, is they know that Blake Lively is a mean girl. They know that Blake Lively is a bitch in Hollywood. They know she's entitled. They know she's a brat. They know all of these things about her. And yet they all just kind of took her word for it. Like, that's the part that I'm like, I don't know. Like, I feel bad because it seems like Matt Damon was duped by Blake Lively, but he knows that Blake Lively is who she is. And the fact that you're calling in a favor to Blake Lively at Sony and telling Sony that they need to use her cut, which, by the way, the whole dispute was Blake's contacting all these celebrities because they need to endorse her cut of the film because Baldoni was a what does she call him? A doofus director. But like they didn't even watch his cut of the film. So like how do they know that his cut of the film was bad? Why not rely on Sony, who was testing the audiences and saying that Baldoni's cut of the film was ranking better than Blake Lively's? And even when Sony disclosed to Blake that Baldoni's version of the film was performing better than hers, she was like, well, we're going with my cut. And Colleen Hoover agrees with me, and Taylor Swift agrees with me as well. Lily Hawkins 4328 says, drops a super chat and says, we love you, Zack. Thank you for covering this so well. Blake Lively and her lawyers have clearly lost the plot. Justice for Justin. Yes, justice for Justin indeed. And I also just want to remind everybody, if you want to get your Justice for Justin shirts, go to Merch Labs. Go to nofiltermerch.com. There's a link in the description below. You can get your Never With Teeth shirts. You can get your Justice for Justin shirts. Go stock up and get those now while you can before they sell out. Our Daddy and Mommy Sleuth shirts are sold out. Yeah, thanks, guys. Love you. Appreciate it. Okay, any other closing thoughts? Does Justin's cut still exist? Yeah, it should. Wayfair owns all the footage. Those emails were so unprofessional and cringe. Yeah, it was very much like junior high school. Exactly. It was so like high school Mean Girls. Laura says, I got my Justice for Justin shirt. It's very comfortable. Yes, the merch is very comfy. I like to make sure that the texture of things feel good. Okay. Any other thoughts, feelings, vibes? We have 4,300 people watching this live right now. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, show some love in the club, and you can catch No Filter Monday through Fridays. I'll be live again tomorrow. Tomorrow's episode will probably recap the rest of what went down today in court. Let's see if there are any more updates yet from Inner City Press. Oh, he's live right now. Should we watch his live? Oh, here we go.
City Press on the case.
Oh, so it looks like it's over. It looks like their arguments were heard. He seems a little trepidatious about whether or not it will be going to trial. Interesting. Hold on. Let's see what the latest updates were. We know we had an update just a few minutes ago, but it seems like the hearing may have wrapped now. Let's see. This is a new form of retaliation. Ezra Hudson said this is a mutual approval right. I don't believe there's evidence they were dishonored. Lyman says, I'm going back through the record myself. Wayfair parties. What are you saying I should not consider? Baldoni's attorneys say you should not consider Heath. They say Mr. Heath made decisions pre-production, even though Miss Lively was engaged, related to HR, should be considered. Yep. Okay, so it doesn't seem like there was any additional update outside of that. Let me see. Let me see if I can get him to call in. Maybe I'll get him to call in tomorrow. Because I know I have chatted with him in the past. I've had him on the show in the past. I'm trying to see if I can get him to come on. Damn, I don't think I have his number. I mean, I do have his number, but I don't think I saved it. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, maybe next time. Oh, wait. Was there anything? Oh, looks like he was recording. Let's see. Okay, one of the attorneys seems to have spoken, but you can't really hear it too well. All right, so that seems to be the court case seems to be wrapped for the day. We'll see what the updates are. If there's anything else, as soon as as soon as Judge Liman has made a decision and we know what happens next, we'll see. We shall see. We shall see. We shall see. KRC says there's an old saying, don't meet your heroes. I know. Thank you guys for the super chats. I love you and appreciate you. hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll be back tomorrow. Make sure you hit that little bell button on YouTube if you want to get a notification for when we're live. Get it, get it, get it. Oh, here we go. We have another super chat that just came in from Mike Studies. I want them to release Justin's cut and be in theaters with everybody booing whenever Blake Lively's on screen. I don't know if they'll release it, to be honest with you. So I don't know what time tomorrow. Usually I'm live around 9 a.m. Pacific. 9 a.m. Pacific is usually when we go live. So yeah, stay tuned for that. And we'll see what additional tea we get. We'll see when Judge Liman gives us an order and what happens from there. All right, guys, I love you. I appreciate you. I hope you have a great rest of your day. My friend Donna Bowling is going to be going live. So if you, see you at Donna's house, go support Donna Bowling. She's, I'm sure, going to recap a lot of this too. All right, guys, love you. Appreciate you. I will talk to you tomorrow. No Filter with Zack Peter. I will be on, let me tell you what time I'll be on Megyn Kelly. It's going to be, I want to say it was 10 a.m. And then if you want, we'll go into more of the depositions on Supercast. So if you want to sign up for No Filter All Access, you can sign up. There's a link down below, No Filter All Access on Supercast. And there we'll go into more in-depth reviews of this weekend. We'll get into more in-depth reviews of the depositions, Jenny Slates, Isabella Ferrer, all the things. All right, I have to take the dogs out for a walk. I love you guys. I appreciate you. You can follow me at Zack Peter all over the internet. Follow the podcast at No Filter with Zack. Ciao for now, guys. Bye. Thank you, Laura. Thank you, Christina, my mods. Ciao for now, everybody. Bye.